All right. First of all, welcome everyone, and let me introduce Elsa, who's going to be telling us a little bit about an app that she used somewhat recently with some of her secondary learners. So, Elsa, could you tell us what app you used and a little bit about how you used it?
I use an app called Toontastic, and it's basically an app where students can create their own cartoons. So, like, first of all, they draw like the images, like they make characters that they can use, and there's already like pre-made characters if they want to use them. They can design the backgrounds, and then when they've done all of that, they record it. So they talk over the top, and at the same time as talking, they move the characters around. So it actually makes like an animated sequence.
All right, that sounds um, pretty neat. And how did your learners react?
They really liked it. Like, they're quite a creative class, so it was kind of better than often in class we just like draw comic strips, and I think they find it a bit repetitive to do it like more than once. So sort of taking in the app, it made it more interactive and more creative, and they actually recorded their voice over the top. So it wasn't like they were just writing down words, like they actually got speaking practice at the same time.
Right. Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. And do you have any ideas about like how you might use it again in the future?
Yeah. Well, the main idea behind it is to create like a storyboard. So basically, each section of, I think there's 5 different frames, and you can add extra frames if you want or take frames out. But each one focuses on a different thing, and it leads up towards a climax. And then there's like a resolution. So it's kind of teaching kids how to write stories and how to like make them interesting. So what I sort of used it for was thinking about how, you introduce the idea, you introduce the characters, then there's like sort of brief introduction, something happens, there's a big shock, then everything's resolved, and it's all like okay in the end. So I sort of used it more to teach how to write stories effectively.
Okay, that sounds really good. Um, do you have any like kind of words of wisdom or warning to anyone who might try to use this? I mean, were there any hitches or did it go off all right?
The main problem I had was that I'd got them to write out what they were doing before, but I hadn't got them to think about what the characters looked like. And then when they got the app, they were really excited, and they'd spent about the first hour like drawing characters and then saying, "Oh no, that's rubbish," and putting it in the bin. So I think maybe I'd do it over 2 lessons, and the first lesson they actually draw and write what they want to have as a picture and what they want to say, and then the second lesson they focus on like recording it,
Huh?
because they were kind of more concerned with the characters rather than the actual story, I think.
Right, probably a little bit of wow factor as
Yeah.
well, I suppose. Um, all right, well, that sounds really interesting, and it sounds like kind of a nice way to, go beyond, as you say, just pencil and paper drawings and get some kind of productive spoken practice out of it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's it for today.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us, and we'll see you next time.